Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic rolls on this Thursday morning. WDAY Extra, KSFL, hello, Sioux Falls, Inforum.com. Follow this over the last couple of days. The Minnesota State Amateur Championship being played at Minnesota Valley Country Club in Bloomington. And there's a familiar name on the top of the leaderboard. East Grand Forks' Nate Deziel won the championship rounds of 66, 70, and 72 to win by 3 shots to win the amateur championship and in the process clinch a berth at the U.S. Am, which of all places at Hazeltine this year. He joins us in studio. I love every time you're on the show, you win. Last time was the Summit League Championship, and now this one. Congratulations, man. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you. Very much appreciate it. Thanks for having me on as
well.
You
told me you played the course once on Sunday before. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, us golfers in the AM world, we if you're playing competitive golf, you are busy. You're going nonstop, and so it's tough to get out a week before or whatever to play a practice round. So it's nice to be able to schedule enough time to have a practice round, having some sort of course knowledge, at least seeing the course.
Yeah.
But yeah, just really cool.
So what was it about getting out there Monday? Like what felt right? Because you went out there and blistered Monday.
Yeah, golf is a very weird sport that we play. It's a very love-hate relationship.
No doubt.
Some days we love it. Some days we are like, why do we play this game? But then you hit one good shot and you're back to, oh, that's why I love the game. You get off, so hole 1 and hole 10 are par 5s, very gettable. Obviously going in the practice round, we know that that's going to be a hole you'd like to get off to a good start, make birdie. If you don't make birdie there, you're probably losing a stroke to the field or whatever. But so they're definitely out there. You got plenty of birdie holes. But obviously the main thing there is the greens are very undulated. And so putting yourself in the correct spot on the greens is going to be key. Obviously you want to stay below the hole and give yourself as straight of a putt as possible. And I was able to execute that really well. And obviously the first round going out and shooting 7 under was awesome.
66, man.
And it's been a while since I've had a low score like that. And I think going out and doing that early boosts my confidence a little bit, knowing that I can trust myself throughout the rest of the tournament to just play my game. And that was another thing too is I was trying to force some shots in the previous couple of tournaments that didn't really suit my eye. And so going into this golf course, the golf course itself suited my eye, which was awesome. And then just having confidence, in practice that seeing the ball go in a certain direction, just kind of was like, all right, we're going to rock and roll with this and see what happens. And basically just, when I play in events, I hold too much, like I want this so bad. And so I went in there with just like the no expectations. What will be, and we're just going to rock and roll with that. And it worked.
No,
you
better keep that mentality going now, right?
You have to.
Tell me, walking up 18, what was that feeling like yesterday? You're up by 3 shots.
So I didn't know I was up by 3 going into 18. I never did check the leaderboards. I checked once on the final round. So I knew I had a 1-shot lead going into the final round. Got off to a kind of a rocky start. Obviously the pressure, final round. And another thing, too, is the crowds. We had a fairly large crowd following us.
That's fantastic.
And it continued to grow up until 18.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. But walking up 18, I had no idea. I figured, obviously, par 5, you probably should make birdie, right? If you're trying to win a golf tournament, never hurts to finish with a birdie.
Nope.
Hit it down the fairway. Obviously, it was a good number that I felt comfortable going for it into. I always thought that, obviously on the right-hand side, there was an out-of-bounds line. But I think I benefited from my wedge play this week to being close to the green as possible. So I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. Hit a great shot up there, got it to the fringe, and I heard these claps. And then all my friends and stuff were like, why did you go for it? I'm like, I like the number. I felt confident over it, right? And now look at the outcome. Like, it worked out. Was it the smartest spot to hit it? Probably not. But in the moment, felt really confident with my swing. And so I just went for it.
To have this one, I tweeted this out yesterday, Summit League Individual Championship, Minnesota State High School Individual Championship, now this one. Where does this one rank with those other three or those other two I just mentioned?
I would say, I mean, first step in any sort of competitive golf is like we're taking it to the next level. So winning the state tournament in high school, that's the highest accomplishment you can have. So that was at the time
Yep.
my greatest win. Then you go into playing college golf. You had to go play against all these great fields, great golf courses. What tournament do I win there? Oh, I won the Summer League, the highest
Yep.
level of event that we play in, or that's all we're working for. That's our goal,
Yep.
is to win that. So that's the highest one. Now that I've since graduated, still an amateur, playing amateur golf. Right, you're gonna play in the state open, the state am. You got match play events and such, but state am is it's that next level. It's
Yeah.
like looking at trying to progress forward. It's pretty cool. I don't know how I would rate them in relation to levels of wins, because I feel like my game kind of has grown.
Evolve with that. Yeah.
Yes, and so they're equally as cool. I think this one is really special, given that this year was the exemption to the USAM.
Yeah.
So it's a little icing on the cake. But all in all, I mean, anytime that you win, there's no other feeling like that, and it just brings us back, and you stay hungry. You want more.
Yeah. You're running out of room on the mantle here? You got three big
never.
trophies.
There's always room to expand. Yeah.
Or you got to get a mantle, right,
Yeah,
for this,
good.
right?
Yeah.
The emotion of that, I mean, it is a unbelievable mental game. Was it relief or excitement or both yesterday when it was over?
I mean, it was a roller coaster. That
Yeah.
You had stuff that nerves off the first tee, but you got to hit it, right? You gotta just keep pushing forward, whether it's going to be good breaks or bad breaks. But it's learning how to adapt with that, and just accepting whatever happens is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that was the one thing this last week I did really well, was accepting the outcome, and then battling adversity and just continuing to push forward.
So you mentioned by virtue of you winning, you get automatic qualification into the U.S. Amateur, which is, of all places, at Hazeltine, which that had to be like the shooting star out there to go and grab it. Now you've done it.
Yeah.
How excited are you for that, to have a chance to play that course?
When talking with all my buddies, setting up our summer schedule, we're always like, oh man, USAM, we got to try qualify for that this year. And we were actually fortunate enough to have 3 opportunities to qualify for the AM this year. One being U.S. Open qualifying, or USAM qualifying.
Yep.
So we'll all sign up for that. They did the North Dakota Stroke Play. So the winner of that was now exempt into the USAM, which is very cool. And then this year, the State Am. And so there were 3 boxes to check, and didn't get it done at the Stroke Play.
Yeah.
I did make it through first stage of qualifying through to make it. So that would have been actually 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
On a Wednesday. It would have been the final stage qualifying, and that's just 18 holes qualifying.
Where's that at?
Dakota Ridge in Morton.
Okay.
So
you don't have to worry about that
I do
now.
not have to worry about that, and that it's kind of cool too. Is now that I made that, it actually opens up another spot for another guy.
Yeah.
Who was on the wait list.
And you were visiting with me off air that your former Bison teammate, Jack Johnson, is he a member, or he plays out of Hazeltine?
He lives in Chaska, and he's been caddying now at Hazeltine for who knows how many years now.
So he's going to be on the bag for you.
Yeah, I think
That's awesome.
As long as all the strings kind of we can pull those strings.
Yeah.
But if not, I got plenty of other options.
I bet you got guys knocking down your door to want a caddy, right?
It's gonna be so cool. Just gonna take it all in and thoroughly enjoy it.
How much does that change your summer schedule? I know, like, the Pine to Palm is a big one. That's the week prior. You still plan to do that, or you can't do it now?
I'm probably gonna drop out of the Pine, solely because I'm gonna use that time just to go down there and get a few practice rounds in and really prepare for it. Given that I've played in the Pine to Palm many years, it's like I love playing in it, but I think it makes sense now to use that time to prepare, given that they allow us to. So why not use that?
The lineage of NDSU golf, and I talked with Coach Kennedy about this, a couple weeks ago. It's unbelievably impressive considering the conditions you guys have to play in and seeing what they did this year. And I know the finish wasn't what they wanted, but Tell me how proud you are of that, to see it just keeps getting better. On the men's side, you guys just keep getting better, knowing the
It's
conditions are against you.
it's so cool. And I think that it comes down to the guys. Each year that they're there, they're helping the freshmen coming in. And at the end of the day, they're always helping each other. Um, for myself, being a year out of college now, it was really nice to still stay in contact with them, keep up, and basically still be with them while I'm, across the country. So it's kind of cool.
To be a local guy from East Side as well, how much more does that make it? Just Upper Midwest is not necessarily associated with golf, that you've accomplished this.
Yeah,
How much pride do you have in you for that?
It's really cool. Back home, East Side, hockey.
Hockey's
Let's
the
play
thing.
hockey.
Did you ever do that?
I did play
Yeah.
hockey. When I had an unfortunate event, I had back surgery,
Yeah.
and so that kind of limited, contact sports, and so golf was my calling. And so it's like, you know what, we're gonna rock and roll with this, and haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Have you thought pro? Is that a way you want to go, or do you stay the amateur route?
Yeah, I think that down the road, I don't have a specific time frame, but I do see playing professionally, or at least giving it a shot. Is going to be in my foreseeable future.
I know you work over at Moray Country Club. We see every year at the River Am. That's like I was writing down. You've come so close. How badly do you want that one to get to add on to the titles?
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's hard.
It's the same thing like what you just
very
did.
hard.
It's 3 days.
Yes.
It's not, and that is a tough. You know it. You work
Yeah,
there. It is a
exactly.
tough golf course.
And we look at it the way we just talked about it is, I never saw Minnesota Valley going in. I played one practice round. Now, being
you
working
see
at
MCC every day.
every single day, I know where I should hit it. I know where, and it's just like, I wonder if there's some sort of relation on going in with like no expectation versus me at MCC. I know, yeah, you're not in a great spot here, but you know how to fix it. Now, can you execute that?
Right.
And so it's crazy. But no, the Red River Ram is one of the best events of the summer. It's so fun being televised. I mean,
It's blown up, man.
It
I
is
mean, I know we're
blown
part
up.
of that, but it's the level of players is just. I mean, I know Jake Birdwell was in the event with you this week at the M. He was also there. He's going to Illinois.
Yeah.
Who can hit it a mile. The level of players just keeps getting better and better there every year.
it is. And just being to spread the word.
Yeah.
When they play it for the first time, they're like, wow, this is a sweet tournament. I got to get more of my teammates here. And I think they've done an excellent job advertising, just getting the word out to be like, hey, come on out,
Yeah.
give us a chance. We think you're going to like it. And overall, I think everyone absolutely loves it. The atmosphere is great. We feel like it's like a mini PGA Tour event. And that's how I view it.
Yeah.
It's like, we get the Jumbotron.
Yep.
You get all these crowds watching you. It's
The
really
cameras are
special.
out there,
Yeah, it's
right?
so cool.
The Open Championship's going on. Is that something links golf does that interest you? Would you like to be able to go and do that sometime? Go play
I think
that?
that would be so cool.
Yeah.
We always talk about having like a boys trip, going to play golf.
Yeah.
I want to go overseas, right? Don't get me wrong. Eventually, like you're gonna travel in state and play at events, or courses. But I think it's so cool seeing Scotland and stuff like that. It's definitely up there on the list.
Well, you're used to the wind, man. I mean, that should be nothing for you,
yeah.
right?
I mean, that knock on wood, but you never know. Anything can happen.
Last question. Heading into the USAM, what do you think emotions will be on the first tee for you for the open day qualifying?
I mean, I'm probably going to be extremely nervous, but at the same time, I'm going to be like, it's a huge accomplishment to make it that far. Just super proud of myself, all the help that I've had from family, friends, all the support, the text messages and stuff like that. It's incredible. Golf is an individual sport,
Yeah.
but there's a lot more that gets unseen, whether it's text and calls, text, stuff like that. It's next level stuff. It's always it's a team. There's a team to it, so it's cool.
And you're no pressure, man. Just go and rip it.
Yeah,
right?
might as well.
Just see where.
Yeah.
Just see what happens, right? That worked pretty well this
Yeah,
past
it worked
week,
great.
right?
Yeah.
It's great to see you. Congratulations again. I know you had a bunch of people watching, certainly in the golf community around here. It was awesome to watch, and we look forward to watching you play in a couple weeks at Hazeltine.
Thank you.
Nate
Appreciate it.
Deziel, East Grand Forks native, Summit League champion, Minnesota State high school champion, and now he's the Minnesota State AM champion in 2024. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up and get you ready for a busy Sports Thursday. Hot Mike Wraps right after this.